Welcome back to the Evansville Otters pregame show. I'm Mike Radomski. It's time now for the manager's report as we're joined by Otters skipper Andy McCauley. And Andy, your team played 2 games yesterday. Let's start with the first one. What were some of your observations from that game?
We didn't play well at all. It was disappointing to see the effort that we put out there. It was kind of disheartening a little bit. Granted, we've been rained down and hadn't had BP since Saturday, but no excuse for how we came out and played last night. So it was addressed. We had some early work today. We worked on some things, hopefully covered some ground and cut down on some of the mistakes we made. I mean, it's one thing to lose a ball game, but to lose it how we did with the mistakes we made in the field and the mental errors was unacceptable. So we've addressed it, and now it's time to move on, and today's another day.
How about some of the bright sides from that game? Jason Renneke did throw very well out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Renneke did. He's a pro. I mean, he's been in an organization. He's been through a spring training, so he knows how to take care of his body and and his arm to make sure he's able to go night. He'll probably be down tonight with the amount we extended him yesterday. But by the same token, I'm sure he'll be out there very shortly. But he did a great job. Kept us in the ball game, threw the ball well, good velocity down in the zone, and we're looking for bigger and better things out of Jason.
Ryan Zink was the starter for River City. He had a complete game shutout. What made him so tough to hit yesterday?
You got me. I was not impressed at all with Ryan Zink. That's a guy that we got to do a better job offensively. I mean, he was a very mediocre flat fastball with just a little wrinkle curveball, nothing dominant out of Zink. And, his numbers show it. I mean, he's given up, 10 more hits than innings pitched and doesn't strike a lot of people out. But maybe he was on last night, but I think more of it, there's a time to tip your cap to the other pitcher, and there's a time to look in the mirror and realize that you let one slip by, because I don't think he had enough to put up the performance that he had against us.
Jared Ball made his debut yesterday for your team. What addition does he bring to this team?
Veteran leadership on and off the field, just directing traffic out there in center field, being able to run the defense, something that we had a little issue with in the second game, especially when he wasn't out there. But, he's going to be a presence at the top of the order. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He runs the bases well. He's a base stealer. I mean, he's pretty much a 4.5 tool player. And, some veteran leadership, and, hopefully he can energize the offense a little bit from the leadoff spot.
Andy McCauley joining us here on the manager's report. How about the second game? What did you see from your team in that one?
I thought that kid threw the ball pretty well. He's coming off Tommy John. He was in the Phillies organization, and you could see where he'd had some command issues, but he seemed to put it together. He was effectively wild down in the zone. He had a real tough, I don't know if it was slider or split, but it was sharp and it was late, and we fell victim to it quite a few times. A little better approach against him, but we faced a better pitcher than we did the first game. But that's a situation where you do tip your hat. But then again, we made so many bad errors in the field. Mental errors, throwing the wrong bases. We had 4 errors in the second game, which is unacceptable as well, too. So, all in all, not a real strong performance by the Otters yesterday, but we'll see what comes out tonight. We've addressed the issues. We've talked about it. Now it's time to see if they can put it to play.
What did you see from the pitching staff in the second game?
Well, Morales was not real impressed with Morales. He was up in the zone, not really an out pitch, and just not really battling to get people out. But, the bullpen's going to be fine. I'm really happy with, how Barry's thrown. I'm really happy how Lamar's thrown. There's going to be some other guys out there that are going to have to step up. But those guys are throwing the ball well. We'll get Kreider in there tonight, and Rollins came in and did his job. That's his debut here with us, and went an inning and 2/3, was up around 30 pitches, and basically just with a fastball. So get him throwing his breaking pitch once he settles down and relaxes a little bit, but a pretty good alive arm.
And it looks like the bullpen has become one of the stronger points for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, Simon closing, Renneke setting up, and then we got really 3 go-to guys there between Barry, Lamar, and Kreider for that 7th inning, depending if it's righty-lefty or what the situation is. So, the key now is starting pitching. I just think we put ourselves behind the 8 ball last night in that game with high pitch counts and long innings, first and second innings, and just really couldn't get into the flow of the game. Kind of put us to sleep with the starting pitching we had. So we made some roster moves. There's going to be more, obviously, to come, but you got to take control of a game, and we just weren't doing that from a starting pitching standpoint.
And lastly, you have the series finale today. What's it going to take to end the losing streak for your team?
Well, we got to play heads up, aggressive baseball, and that's something that I didn't see the last 2 days. We kind of sleptwalked through that, and I'll be the first to admit it. That's my responsibility, and it won't happen again. I was kind of surprised at how we came out, but we've addressed it. I'd be even more shocked if we don't see a little different attitude today. But it comes down to fundamentals, and we were not fundamentally sound in either of those games yesterday. So, like I said, it's going to be adjustments at the plate, something we didn't do a very good job of yesterday, and it's also going to be fundamental baseball in the field on defense. But, any team, the level of talent between teams in this league is very slim. So there's not much difference talent-wise. It's more confidence and approach, and right now we're just lacking in both. We're lacking in both categories. But we're going to need a spark, and who knows? Maybe if we get a spark going, we can get something, put something on a roll here and get back into this. But, we got to start at step one, which is executing fundamental baseball.
Andy, thanks again for joining us, and best of luck today against River City.
All right, thanks, Mike.
That was Andy McCauley here on the Manager's Report, and we'll be right back on the Evansville Otters pregame show right after this.